I've summarized the pros and cons here. Sa pros muna tayo. Unang-una, postgraduate work permit. Para to sa mga nakatapos mag-aral ng post-secondary school sa Canada. So either diploma or bachelor's degree or master's degree. So that means the graduate student will be able to work in Canada provided may makuhang job. And then after a year of Canadian experience, tataas ang score, ang CRS score, and more likely may invite for PR. Next, fast processing time. In less than a year, it is possible na makakuha ng study permit. So, makakapunta ka na kaagad sa Canada para mag-aral at masimulan ang journey to PR. Unlike yung mga nagpa-process ng express entry directly as landed immigrants, sometimes it takes them a lot of time and years para makapunta dito. Then, work while studying. International students are eligible to work part-time, 20 hours per week during school days, pero pag school holidays, habang walang classes, pwedeng mag-work full-time. So may source pa din ng income ang student kahit papano while nag-aaral. And speaking of source of income, spouse or common law partners of international student is eligible to work full-time under an open work permit. For me, isa ito sa pinakamagandang benefit ng study permit dito sa Canada. Habang nag-aaral yung student, the spouse can earn money for tuition and living expenses. As long as hindi magastos ang lifestyle, it is possible to save up for next semester's tuition kung may nagtatrabaho ng full-time. Ganyan ang diskarte namin ng husband ko and it worked. Para sa international students na may anak, your child or children might be able to study in Canada for free. Isn't that great? Buo pa rin ang family sa Canada. There are rules to this, so if you're interested, please refer to the link in the description box below. Next, high quality of education sa Canada. There's no doubt about it, Canada has one of the best education systems all over the world. So, hindi masasayang ang pera mo if you studied here. Also, Canada's universal healthcare is one of the best in the world. Kahit hindi ka pa PR, you can benefit from it basta legal resident ka dito. Do your own research about this and you'll be amazed. Promise. Another important thing is, as an international student and a temporary resident here in Canada, you'll be able to experience Canada firsthand kasi nandito ka na. This is one advantage ng temporary residents kaysa sa mga PR na kaagad pagdating dito sa Canada. You'll get the chance to see for yourself kung magugustuhan mo ba talaga. The cold weather, the culture, the way of life, and if for some reasons you didn't like it, pwede kang bumalik sa pinanggalingan mo after your permit. So, okay lang. And one last thing but very important. Studying and working in Canada opens several permanent residence pathways for the student and the spouse. Remember yung Canadian work experience that I mentioned earlier? This also applies to the spouse. So, pwedeng yung CRS score ng spouse ang madagdagan and then siya ang maging main applicant sa PR application. Meron ding provincial nominee programs and other pathways to immigration that favors international students. Depende sa province. Sa cons naman. Unang-una, being an international student in Canada is expensive. For diploma programs pa lang, 1 or 2 year programs, tuition fee can vary from anywhere from 6,000 Canadian dollars to roughly 10,000 Canadian dollars per semester. So, in a 1-year program, may 2 semesters. So, 2-year programs naman, may 4 semesters. So, do the math. Medyo mahal talaga. Plus, you'll need to have money to support your living expenses. I found this helpful website that helps you calculate the estimated cost to study a specific program here in Canada. Check the link in the description box below. Another thing, mataas ang tax dito sa Canada. OFW ako from Dubai and Singapore, kung saan very minimal ang tax na binabayaran ko dati. Sa Canada, there are two taxes na kailangang bayaran, federal tax and provincial tax. It can vary anywhere from 20% to 40% depende sa sahod. Para sa akin, disadvantage to nung una. Scary yung high percentage pero nung naintindihan ko na yung process, I realized that it was not too bad. For the most part, mas mataas naman din kasi ang sahod dito compared sa ibang bansa. So, ang net pay is still higher. And with all the refund and benefits na natatanggap ng mga residents dito, permanent man o temporary residents, I personally think that the taxes are worth paying. Next is the cold weather. Kung sanay tayo sa Pinas na tropical weather, dito sa Canada, it can be super cold, like minus 50 degrees Celsius cold. Super lamig, mas malamig pa sa freezer. It is difficult to go to school and to work during this weather. So talagang malaking adjustment, lalo na sa mga baguhan. Pero you'll get used to it eventually. We did. Susunod naman is the distance and time gap sa Pinas. This can really be a hindrance for some people, but not for everyone. Kung may family kayong naiwan sa Pinas, like may anak, malayo sa Canada, matagal ang biyahe and magastos umuwi. Then, opposite time zone. Kung umaga sa Pinas, dito naman gabi, so catching up with your loved ones can be really challenging. Posible na ma-homesick. Next, different culture, different lifestyle. This can either be an advantage or disadvantage, depende sa tao. In terms of food, medyo mahirap makahanap ng food na nakasanayan na sa Pinas, especially if nasa rural part ka ng Canada. Kung nasa cities naman, maraming Pinoy store na pwedeng bilhan at Pinoy restaurants na pwedeng kainan. Kaya lang, expensive. In terms of language naman, during adjustment period, medyo mahirap makipag-usap ng English all the time, pero eventually, masasanay din naman. Tapos, dito, seasonal din ang activities. Usually, pag winter, some people find it boring kasi di masyadong makagala sa labas dahil super lamig. Pero, bumabawi din naman during spring, summer, and fall. Lastly, going back to school can be hard. Especially if sobrang tagal nang hindi nakapag-aral at nasanay ng magtrabaho. Mahirap sa simula pero masasanay din eventually. Another challenging thing is to balance school and part-time work. Most of the matured students na kilala ko, nahihirapang mag-adjust lalo na kung may part-time work while studying. And on top of that, pag may kasamang anak dito sa Canada, napakamahal ng childcare. So, yung spouses, they have to juggle their time para mabantayan ang anak at makapag-aral and makapagtrabaho at the same time. So, teamwork talaga. So, pagkatapos i-analyze yung both sides of the story, para sa amin, yung pros ay mas matimbang kaysa sa cons. So, nagtuloy kami sa pag-a-apply for study permit.